All right, so today we're going to take a quick look at a schlage keypad lock. This one has stopped working reliably for me, even when we've set it to, be unlocked. The handle is not gripping this guy and retracting it. This is still just spinning free. So it was time to get in here. Only can be locked out of the house so many times, and even if you had the key, it doesn't matter. If the handle does not engage this thing, then that door is not opening. So I was having to go in through the basement. So when I took this apart, these are the two halves of this side, the outside. Springs and everything went everywhere. Not amused. So we had to kind of analyze the design and see what's going on. So on this side, now you have your keypad, and then in here there is a little small DC motor, and this piece here is actually, just as an interesting design. So this piece of plastic, this stretched out spring here, is actually like the gear rack, and there's a little pin right in there. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little pin. So this entire mechanism is going to slide up and down. The motor will spin and the spring will, the pin will ride down the gear rack. And then, so this hollow here is going to, you see how this piece has that boss and the hole? And you see how this has the two, little cutouts? That is where this little bag comes in. So this is going to ride in there, and as this comes down, it's going to push on the top of this and then engage one of these slots, so the door handle will open and these two guys will be engaged. Also, these ones are rekeyable, and you can see that little brass shim on top, you just slide that out and then you could adjust your tumblers, and you had to have a screw out there to get that up. So my guess is, I don't exactly know what happened, why it wasn't working. For some reason this pin was not engaging those slots properly. Whether it had suffered an impact and come out. I mean, it works sometimes, so it must have still been in there. I don't know. Or maybe this gear rack here slipped a couple of teeth and was no longer long enough to engage and push down properly. So we are trying to get back together and see if we can figure this out. This side here, you can see normal unlock. This gets twisted down, which would push this down and manually engage that pin to put the dog into the drive and allow this to spin with the handle only. I'll inspect it for wear here, on the bottom of that pin, on the top of the pin, and on that plastic shroud. And there's no wear on any of these pieces. So what I'm guessing is some kind of misalignment happened, or the pin topped out the side or something. So I guess I'm going to go put this back in the door and just hope that reassembly worked. Also, when you go to reassemble, because bottom part, you have to hold it vertically to keep everything in place and keep this is already on the back of this as you insert the top cover to it. Otherwise, probably fly everywhere. So we'll put it back together and see what happens. I think I figured it out. If you punch in the code and try to handle too soon before that little motor finishes moving that plastic thing down, you can either stretch the spring or make it hop a tooth in the spring. So I'm pretty sure that that's what happened, so that plastic could no longer come down quite far enough to engage by default. So the spring and pin position had to be reset. That's the only thing I can figure, and it makes sense. So after you punch in the code, wait until you hear the unlock before you start playing with the handle. Otherwise, you're going to have to beat over.